G'day guys, back again with another comparison video on Flashlight Crazy. Today we're going to do the Olight Javelot Turbo up against the Nitecore MH40GTR. Let's check it out. Alrighty, here we are with both of them up close. Let's check out the Javelot Turbo first. So look, decent light, man. This is a really popular hunting light. I do think it's more popular than the Javelot Pro 2 because there's less light coming out of it, but more of an intense hotspot. So it is going to go further. And the emphasis with this light is on the hotspot as opposed to the peripheral spill. Whereas with the Javelot Pro 2, it's just an enormous amount of light coming out of it, which some people prefer, but I would prefer this one over the Javelot Pro 2, to be honest. Now, take a look at the bezel there. So we've got a crocodile teeth bezel, very, very nice. Typical Olight, we've got the blue and black color scheme. Love it, love it, love it. Now, let's just take a look at that LED and the very deep, very smooth reflector. So the LED emitter used in this light is the Osram KW CUL PM1.TG. It is a mouthful, but it's a brilliant, brilliant emitter. Just move this out of the way for a sec. That's on low. Weird color tint on low, I know, but that's Olight. And that's on turbo. So that is a very, very hot, crisp hotspot. I don't like looking at it on the wall, so I'm just looking at it through the camera there. But that is what it offers you. And it's just clean as anything. When I take it outside, you will see why. Now, moving on to the side switch. Side switch is nice. Single click gives you your battery level indicator. But what I don't like about the side switch is that I wish it had the same side switch as the Javelot Pro 2, which is one side has your battery level indicator, the other side has your level of output that you're on. It's just a nicer side switch. So I prefer that over this one, but I'm not crying about it, just something to mention. Now, this is the battery pack here. So similar to that of the Pro 2. The battery is actually encased in the tubing. So that's the battery there. And then there's the tail cap there. So screw the tail cap on. Now you can buy replacement battery packs. So if you are going hunting for a big hunting trip and maybe you're not going to have access to being able to charge this up in your car or something, then you buy an extra 2 or 3 battery packs and you're good to go for probably about a week or thereabouts. Now we've got some nice little edged bits on the neck here. I love it. It does look a bit tactical. Looks like it means business. Then on the neck we've got some heat sinks, and they look like they'll do something. Nothing major. Nothing compared to the Nitecore's heat sinks there. But we'll go over that. And then the body is nice and ribbed. It's not uncomfortable, but it's not the most comfortable as well, I must say. And then you've got the tail cap. Now, this can have a pressure switch mounted to it and stuck on it, no dramas. And you've got your typical Olight metal tail cap or tail clicky, which is half press, very nice half press, I must say. Half press for your lowest mode and then full press for your highest mode. So it's nice that you can get instant low and instant high. Now, the Nitecore. So check out this. This is a very tactical looking hunting light, and in fact most Nitecore lights are very tactical looking. They've just got this tactical look about them. What can I say? Here we have a raised bezel there, looks very nice, and down here there's your LED there embedded in the smooth reflector. So the LED used in the Nitecore is a Cree XP-L High V3 LED, and that is what it looks like on the wall. So let's just do a bit of a wall comparison here. So similar color tint, larger hotspot in the Nitecore, but as you'll see in the night shots, the Nitecore's hotspot does become a little bit milky at a distance, whereas the Olight's stays very, very crisp. And not too much of a difference in spill, bit of a color difference in spill. This has got more of a bluish color in the spill, whereas this is more yellowy, but a bit more bleeding around the hotspot in the Nitecore, and that is again because you are going to get that kind of milky finish with the hotspot with this light. But now, as I mentioned before, the heat sinks, guys. So the heat sinks here are just brilliant. And when I do the heat test, I do think that I think I did the heat test as well when I put this up against the Javelot Pro 2. And this just doesn't get hot. It doesn't go past like 27 degrees or something. So that's just awesome. Now, another couple of cool things about this light, whilst I'm on the neck, is that you can unscrew the neck there, and that exposes your charging port. You can charge this from, this actually comes with a car charger and a wall charger. So really, really cool. But also when you screw that back up, if you turn the neck just slightly, it actually then offers you different outputs. So there we've got SOS, off and on we got strobe, off and on we got high, off and on we got medium, off and on we got low. So, and as soon as you screw up that neck again, it gives you your turbo. Now, the body on the Nitecore is beautiful, very, very smooth, very nice to hold. It's just a really, really nice body. And you do have a tactical ring here to help you hold it like this if you want to, although that will start to tire your hand out a lot because unlike the Javelots, this Nitecore, the majority of its weight is in the head. Whereas the Olights, the Javelot series, the majority of the weight is in the body. And the head is actually a lot lighter than the body, whereas it's exactly opposite with the Nitecore. So for that reason, my hand is already starting to get tired with the Nitecore, whereas with the Olight, I can hold this for a lot longer, just because I'm holding the heaviest part in the body, whereas I'm not in the Nitecore. So that's just something to think about as well. But when it comes to the tail cap, I am absolutely impressed. Love the tail protectors. You can put lanyards on them, but also I just love the fact that it protects the tail clicky right here. And a rubber tail clicky is something that I am just very, very attracted to. I like rubber tail clickies much better than the metal Olight ones. And I'll just show you that this light actually takes two 18650s. And this light does not need proprietary batteries. So this light can actually take any 18650 button tops. So that's really, really cool to see that Nitecore didn't adopt the proprietary system in this light, where it has with a lot of other lights. So now if we just take a look at them, you might not be able to get them in shot actually. If we just take a look at them there, they are basically the same size. And if you can just see here, that the Nitecore's neck actually goes a lot longer than the Olight's, which means that the body is going to be a little bit shorter, whereas the Olight body is a lot longer. And if we just compare here, so obviously there's no side switch in the Nitecore, meaning that you might not want to be holding it like this. However, it's not very hard to just click the tail clicky. So it's not really a problem. It just means that you don't have as much control, whereas you do have control with the Olight from the side switch as well, which is, really nice. Now, going over the outputs. So I will just turn the neck slightly and then we'll go over the outputs, shall we? So press and hold. Let's make sure. Yep. Okay. So the lowest there. So with the Olight, and actually I'll just get it to the lowest. Yep. That's the lowest. So, look at the difference there in the color tints. That's nice to see, actually. Let's put them there and just check it out. Yeah, so Olight does have this weird greeny color tint at the low outputs, which it does in a lot of its lights. But anyway, so now the lowest output with the Olight is 15 lumens, and you're going to get that for 13 days and 6 hours. At like 13 days wasn't enough, an extra 6 hours, why not? With the Nitecore, you've got 15 lumens as well. Only going to get that for 140 hours, I'm afraid. So a bit of a difference there in run times. Now, single click for the Olight cycles it up, and off and on. Oh, that's cycling all the way around. Okay, so this cycles backwards. So that's SOS. While I'm on it, I'll just tell you that SOS is 1200 lumens. Off and on, that's strobe, 1200 lumens. Off and on, that's high. I'll go over that in a sec. Off and on, that's medium. Okay, so now, medium with the Olight is 150 lumens, which you'll get for 27 hours straight. Medium with the Nitecore is 100 lumens, which you will also get for 27 hours straight. Now, single click gets it to high, and now I've got to cycle all the way around with the Nitecore. So off and on, low, SOS, strobe, high. Okay, so high on the Nitecore is 380 lumens, which you are going to get for 6 hours and 15 minutes. High on the Olight is 500 lumens. You're going to get that for 350 minutes. Then it's going to drop down to 30% of that for an additional 130 minutes. So I do think you got higher lumens here, but you're going to get a better runtime with the Nitecore with 380 lumens. So 500 lumens, 380 lumens, but more runtime here than here. All right, so single click from the Olight gets you to turbo. And with the Nitecore, the way you get to turbo is just tighten the neck. So now the neck's tight, the Nitecore can only operate in turbo. Off, on, turbo every time. So really cool. All right, so the Olight in turbo is 1300 lumens, which you'll get for 10 straight minutes. That's pretty impressive. After 10 minutes, it'll drop down to 62% for an additional 140 minutes. Then it's going to drop down to 38% for an additional 30 minutes, and then 12% to an additional 110 minutes before shutting off. The Nitecore is going to give you 1200 lumens for 2 hours. And I don't know if that is including a step down or not. It doesn't say, but there's no asterisk next to that 2 hour mark. So I might think it might give you 1200 lumens that whole time. And judging by the lack of heat compared to the Olight is warming up a lot. The Nitecore is not. I think you might get 1200 lumens for the whole time. I really do. Now, 1004 meters the Nitecore is spec'd to reach. That's because it is pushed out by 252,000 candela. Whereas the Olight is 1,300 meters because it is pushed out by 422,500 candela. Wow, that's incredible. So big difference there in terms of candela, but not crazy distance in terms of difference in terms of distance, because it's literally about 296 meters more in the Javelot than in the Nitecore. Both of these lights are IPX8 water rated, so that is 2 meters water submersibility, and both of them are 1 meter drop resistance, so that's pretty cool. Now, as you see here, press and hold turns the Olight off, very easy, whereas with the Nitecore, you need your second hand, or if you want to do it with one hand, you just got to shimmy it back, click, off. All right, let's do a heat test. Let's start with the Olight. So, Nitecore's going over here. We'll do this for a minute and a half, and we are going to check with Celsius. So, turbo, and let's go. All right, we have here 44.2 degrees Celsius, and let's just feel, yeah, it's pretty warm. It's not uncomfortable though. I can hold it, and it's a cold day, so it's actually nice on my cold hands, but yes, it is definitely warm. Now, the Nitecore. Let's go. All right, so the Nitecore got to 28.6 degrees Celsius. So that is just an astronomical difference. And this is what I'm talking about when I say I reckon the Nitecore could sustain 1200 lumens for the entire 2 hours. I really do. So if we just look here, it's not a great shot, but the size of the head on the Nitecore is actually bigger. And look at the difference in heat sinks, man. They're just ripples everywhere in the Nitecore in terms of heat sinks. So that is going to be a major advantage for the Nitecore in terms of sustaining a longer output. And personally, I do think that the Nitecore is going to sustain that 1200 lumens for probably the whole 2 hours, which is super impressive. Now, another really impressive thing about the Nitecore is that this can take not only any two 18650s, but it can also take 4 CR123As. So that is very, very cool, man. That just means that the diversity of this is amazing. You can bring a box of CR123As and just shove them in this, and you've got your hunting light to go just forever. Whereas this, you definitely need to buy the battery packs because there's no other batteries that will use it. So that may play a part in it as well in your decision. All right, let's go outside for some night shot comparisons, and then we'll come back for some final thoughts, prices, where to buy, and all that sort of stuff. See you in a sec. All right, that is the Olight. Javelot Turbo. And that is the Nitecore MH40GTR. So there's the Olight. Very clear hotspot. Very, very clear. And that's the Nitecore. Just a bit milky. That's all. Let's go to the Nitecore at the back of that fence there. Olight. Yeah, the clarity with the spot on the Olight is just, it's beating the Nitecore, it really is. And it's more distinct, like there's that more clear hotspot and bleeding and spill, whereas the Nitecore here is just more milky. That's very distinct there. I do think I prefer the Olight. Nitecore, Olight. Yeah, definitely. It's got to be the Olight, doesn't it? Nitecore. Olight. Go back to the top with the Olight. Nitecore. I mean, Nitecore's still good. It's amazing, but the clarity of the Olight is just, it's beating it, in my opinion. Yep. Olight, Nitecore. And I like the color on the Olight better as well. All right, see ya. Right, so the night shots are, look, they're a lot more similar than when I did the Javelot Pro 2 up against the MH40, but I still do think Olight's got the edge in terms of performance, really. I mean, look, I love the Nitecore because it's got the option to loosen that head, and then you've got, low outputs and SOS. I love SOS. I'm not much of a fan of strobe, but I love SOS. So for me, that's a real strong point because, look, it is a hunting light. And so where are you going to be when you're hunting? Well, you're going to be out bush somewhere. And I don't know, I'm not a hunter, so I don't know if it's likely to get lost or if it's likely to lose your way. But I do think having SOS on a light is pretty special. And I just think it's got that peace of mind that, you could just shine it up and just signal to somebody if you needed to. So for that reason, the Nitecore for me is a real big, strong point, and it's a strong contender. But it's hard to go past the performance of the Olight. And, I don't know what it is about Nitecore lights. I'm not an expert with emitters and reflectors and things like that, but the hot spots just in Nitecores, or in the ones that I've reviewed anyway, so like the P30i, this one, the hot spots are milky. They're washy. They're not crisp. And I would imagine for hunting, you would want a crisp hotspot. And so the Javelot Turbo offers that crisp hotspot. And for me, that's why it's kind of the winner. But this is a really, really tough decision because, again, I'm not a hunter. So I've also got to think about practicality and practical use. And I don't know, there's something about the Nitecore that I'm really drawn to. So my actual preference, even though I do think the Olight outperforms the Nitecore, out of these two, my preference is actually the Nitecore, and I would choose the Nitecore. Now, price is definitely going to come into it. So the Javelot Turbo is actually $317.95 from lightshop.com.au. Now, that is not the hunting kit. That's just the torch itself with the holster and charger. And the battery pack, of course. Whereas the Nitecore, the hunting kit Nitecore, is $289.95. So you get an entire hunting kit for $30 cheaper, basically, if you go the Nitecore. So the Nitecore's my choice. I don't like the milky hotspots. I really don't. And as I said, they've got it in a few of their models. I don't like it. I don't know what it is about it. I love the crispness in this hotspot, but I don't know, man. I can't go past the SOS. I really can't. I think it's just really cool. And a rubber tail clicky. I mean, call me old fashioned, but I just love an old rubber tail clicky. So look, that's the two lights there, guys. Make your decisions. What would you get? Price comes into it. Both available at lightshop.com.au. I will link both of them in the description along with some discount codes, so you'll be able to get 10% off each of these. All right. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, stay cool and stay safe. See ya.